Hey guys, good morning. So part two at the swim spa project that we were working on a couple weeks ago. But yeah, just take a quick tour. So for anybody aspiring to install one of these guys, super easy installs. They're basically just massive hot tubs. But yeah, check it out. So here's how we handled the project. The existing electrical box here of the customer's home, we tapped out of with a 100 amp circuit, right? So this thing requires a couple large circuits. But so what we did was we put a 125. I'm sorry, we put a 125 breaker in. We upsized our wire and we ran a 2-inch PVC underground that you can see here. In our area here in Colorado, they require these slip joints everywhere for when the ground settles, and it just kind of depends on your inspector of what they want. I've talked to several different inspectors and I've had different opinions on when and where not to use these slip joints, but we just found it's easier just to install them. You know, they're not exactly expensive, but they're not cheap either. But hey, it saves us a trip just in case we get the inspector who wants the slip joint. But yeah, anyway, so what we did from his existing service, you can see here the meter, the panel. He has a 200 amp service. We ran this conduit underground over here. You can see the mud and the trench has already been buried. These are not our electrical lines, FYI. Those are just some drain lines it looks like the customer installed. But we ran it over to this sub panel here on the corner of the house. And so this sub panel, we got two 50 amp GFCI breakers that are feeding the swim spa, because this thing is massive and has some amazing heat pumps on it. It has some awesome circulation. These things are awesome swim spas for all around, you know, therapeutic, exercise, obviously well-being, and just enjoying it. So yeah, so we ran two 50 amp circuits. I'm sorry, we ran 125 amp circuit to feed this panel, oversized the wires, and then out of it we ran the 250 amp circuits to feed the swim spa. We also gave them a few extra circuits for some extra receptacles back there. But yeah, check it out. Okay guys, check it out. So the swim spa Trainor 19. This thing is roughly, I'd say, what, 24, 25 feet long? The tub itself, or the vault is 24 foot. The tub itself is right at 19.8. 19.8. So Kevin, one side of it is kind of looks like a hot tub almost, right? Like your standard hot tub with the seating and all the lights, and I assume, and all that cool stuff at night. Yeah. And so guys, just so you know, this is a temporary cover. Kevin here, the homeowner, has a permanent cover, a much nicer cover on its way in. But yeah, as you can see, this thing is amazing. So I have a saltwater tub at my house and I love it, but it's nothing compared to this. I think this one side is more of the hot tub, standard hot tub side, and this other side is what they would consider the Trainor side, right? So you have like powerful jets that are gonna you could basically swim in it, right? You could kind of do laps and yeah. So this thing's like the Cadillac of all spas. We did some research on it because depending on what your city depending on what they consider this, a hot tub or a swimming pool, right? So we had to go back to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer had paperwork stating this is actually a spa, not a swimming pool. So if you're an electrician, you know that the codes change with the grounding and all that stuff. But in this case here, Kevin had a concrete company come in, and you know, you could see they dug out the ground and built up these walls around it, and it's sitting flush with the ground. And so we were just talking, he's looking for a company to come out and give him a quote to build a deck around this thing so we could just walk on this, and all this underground stuff here is going to be accessible. And then I could see what my guys did over here. It looks like they took one of their 50 amp circuits right into the side right there. Okay, so siliconed it. And so we came out underground over here from our sub panel. And in the prior video, you see where we stubbed out the conduit, and then we came in, surface mounted the box, 150 amp circuit right there in that 3/4 liquid tight flex, a second 50 amp circuit coming over on this side with another 3/4 inch liquid tight flex. And all your connections, where were the connections? Are they on this end?
The connections are about 2/3 over. Right down here.
About 2/3 over right in there. So it's not a hard install, guys. It's actually fairly easy, but there's just not a lot of content online of how to do these things. The one thing I would suggest is if you are not sure, call the manufacturer and see what they recommend. We upsize the wire. You know, we give them a little bigger of a sub panel. We also installed a couple extra just service receptacles over here. You know, this backyard's obviously going to be pretty slick when it's all finished. You know, it's still a work in progress. I think we have a sump pump that's going in down here, right? You can see the water already gathering up down there. So the sump pump's going to be installed here pretty soon. But yeah, swim spa Trainor 19. But hey guys, so Kevin here, the homeowner, just going over a couple things with the pricing. So Kevin, if you could just briefly walk us through what the cost is to install just this here. So number one, Kevin had mentioned he purchased the swim spa 2 years ago, and what was the cost of the swim spa?
So the cost of the swim spa itself is $36,000.
36,000.
Yep, and then we did the excavation myself with my son, and with the equipment we were looking at probably around $3,000 or $4,000.
For rentals and getting the dirt out of here.
Yep, getting the dirt out cost me a little bit more on top of that, so probably another $2,000 to get dirt out, all the dirt out from the excavations. The infrastructure below it was about $20,000, the concrete and the electrical. And then we're looking at the cover at about almost $15,000 for the cover. So with the estimate of the deck, which I don't have a true estimate yet, we're looking at about $80,000 by the time we're done.
$80,000 all in, guys. But you can see you got a lot here for $80K. And I guess one of the points I want to bring up is we're in Colorado, right? We have cold season, so the hot tubs in the wintertime are amazing. And in comparison to a swimming pool, you know, if you were to install a swimming pool in your backyard, as Kevin was saying, you'd be well over $100,000, you know, plus engineering, plus permitting, and you may not even be able to fit it into a yard like this. So this is an excellent option for people who are thinking about water in their backyard, especially in Colorado. So right on, Kevin. Thank you. We appreciate your business, and hopefully you can watch this video sometime down the road.